Is Yours Podcast. You know what I'm saying? It's your host, Boney.
Let's go.
We back in this joint again. You know what I'm saying? It's been a minute since I've been back. And honestly, I'm super excited to introduce the first interview back, honestly. And we're going to just get rolling with interviews. So I want y'all to be ready. I want y'all to be excited for the content that's coming out. World Is Yours Podcast, if y'all don't know, we're based out of the DMV, especially out of Northern Virginia, but we're aimed and we're showcasing all the talent out of the DMV, you know what I'm saying? Whoever's doing magazines, whoever's doing music, whoever's doing whatever, we're gonna try and showcase that shit. So come through, make sure y'all get at us at Instagram, at the World Is Yours Podcast, World Is Yours Pod on Twitter, and World Is Yours Podcast on YouTube and everything else. So just watch that shit, y'all let me know what y'all think of the content. We got a whole new studio. I'm excited to bring y'all shit, so we just gonna get started, you know what I'm saying? Back with my boy Frank.
Let's go. What's up? What's up?
Straight from LecheMag, y'all already know.
Thank you, man.
We're bringing it back to like the beginning of the pod days because when we first started, you were definitely one of the first interviews that we did.
Yeah.
So now going into it, you know what I'm saying? It's been a year. I watched the podcast over again so I could just like refresh the memory.
Nice, a little refresh. Cool.
Yeah. But I'm like, damn. We was even talking about it and we was just like, before this podcast, hey, life is so different since that happened.
Bro,
you know what I'm saying?
hella
like,
different.
Hella different. Like,
very different.
Both of us are just in different places, just life and everything. So first off, how you doing?
I've been good, man. I've been good.
Everything's good. Life is good.
Life is great. Life is great.
So since the last podcast, we had talked about, you know, like how life was then. It's been a year. So I want to know what's the difference between then and now, you know what I'm saying? Between, you know, life and leche, not just leche, but just let me know. How is it like, you know what I'm saying? Personal and everything.
I think when we first talked, I think I was working on my second mag. Volume 2.
Volume 2.
Yeah,
yes,
Volume 2. And ever since then, I released Volume 3. That sold out. That did amazing. I had people like...
First off, how did Volume 2 do?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, Volume 2. Recap. Volume 2. I released Volume 2. I don't even know where Volume 2 is anymore. They're all sold out. Like,
damn.
Shout out to Forbidden Vintage or, you know, all them, Euphoria. They really put LecheMag on. They allowed us to have an event at their event. We had a cool setup there. A lot of people really fucked with it. And I met a bunch of people, connected a lot of networking. That did great. Then fast forward to Volume 3. Shout out to Ashley White. Shout out to Hector, Elusive. Shout out to Kathleen. Shout out to everybody that has been submitting their work. Everybody. Shout out to everybody that has been showing love to this mag. That sold out. Shout out to the People's Place. Now they have the People's Place Boulevard. Shout out to Arlington. Shout out to Manassas. They really show a lot of love to LecheMag. And it did really, really well. Did very well, man. And now we're working on Volume 4. It's a lot.
You know what I'm saying? It's going crazy. All right. A lot. If y'all don't know, sorry if we're going a little too quick. My bad. It's my first time back. But hey, this is Frank, the founder, aka Mr. Founder.
Yes, aka Mr. Founder. Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
And so I need to know basically. When I was looking back at the video, right? It's a lot of reference back to the first video because if y'all don't know, go check out the first one that happened a year ago. But
y'all can scroll.
So. Yeah. I just wanted to talk about how in that video, right, I felt like we touched about like young years, we touched about leche later on, but I want to know high school Frank. We didn't touch on that.
We did not talk about that, right?
We talked about video games, we talked about this and that.
Yeah, for sure.
What high school did you go to? Where did you graduate from? What type? Because that's a very informative years.
It is. It really is.
So I need to know what you were into, what type of kid you were, and all that. You know what I'm saying?
So I actually went down to I graduated from Osborne. Actually, no, a little backwards. I started at Stonewall Jackson, Unity Reed, whatever for
Stonewall Jackson.
Yeah, shout out to Stonewall Jackson, because that's what I know it as, Stonewall Jackson.
Yeah.
I was there for 6 months, and then I got kicked out because they found out I was using my old address, right? And then I got transferred to Osborne High School, which is down the street from where we're recording.
All right.
Shout out to Osborne, because that's where I met a bunch of people.
By the way, shout out Haven. Shout out M City, you know what I'm saying? Shout out Hustle, shout out everybody who made this shit happen real quick. I just had to let it know.
Shout out Timeless Studios.
Yep, Timeless Studios, you know what I'm saying? Check them out all on Instagram, everything, all that. But
yeah. Shout out M King. Shout out Michael King. You know who you are, Michael King. Because I know I'm not delusional.
M King is a MC legend, so we definitely got to shout out
Michael King is love, man.
All right, so
King.
Continue, my bad.
So Michael King was part of my high school years.
Right.
He was one of those people that definitely made my high school years a lot of fun.
Right.
If I'm kind of talking about who I am today, like looking back at high school, I don't know who you're talking about.
Really?
I wouldn't have expected being here. I wouldn't have expected driving back from where I drove back from today. I wouldn't have expected just anything that's happening, especially LecheMag. Back in high school, I was kind of just more into clothes. Mm-hmm. I was just more into like wanting to make friends and just graduate, you know, just like go day by day. I hated school. To this day, I still hate school, but I'm graduating in summer. So shout out Frank for graduating college.
Congratulations, bro.
Thank you.
That's what's up.
Yeah, so high school, it was kind of just really taking day by day, you know, if I'm being honest.
And I know we touched on music, movies, all that. Do you have any specific, like, high school just memories? Like, not necessarily that, but just, like, anything that you could say, like, all right, like, I know you said mid-90s was a big inspiration. What was something that, like, you could just, like, that's my high school days?
Oh, choir. Bro, I was so into choir.
Shout out everyone that was at SJ Choir.
Shout out Miss Bowley. Miss Bowley, bro. Shout out Miss Bowley. I don't know Mr. Man. I don't know who that is.
I don't know who that is.
But still shout out to Mr. Man, I guess. But shout out Miss Bowley. Yeah.
I don't know who that is. But anyways, shout out SJ Choir. Because if you know, choir, for some reason in Manassas, I tell everybody this. Why is choir in Manassas not like it wasn't the weird kids? No. It was like football players and the IB smart girls, right? Like,
I can name you people like right now.
Right,
I can name
that's how I feel.
Rest in peace, Andrew McLawrence. Andrew McLawrence, he was in my choir class, and Andrew was such a great guy.
For real.
So rest in peace, Andrew McLawrence. He was great. He was great because he was one of those people that you wouldn't have expected to be in choir, right?
For real. Damn.
And he was very, very just a great guy. I was about to say sweet, but sweet guy, yeah. And he was just, I guess I was one of the first people that he talked to, and I was like, why are you talking to me?
Right.
Because I was like, why? He was like, bro, you're chill.
I feel like that too. Like I've definitely felt like that where it's like times where it's like, the hell, like.
Exactly.
Doesn't seem like a person like, you know what I'm saying, it's probably liked and by everybody, and you just kind of cooling, like it's like, damn, they kind of talk to you like for sure. So,
but that was a switch in Osborne. I think I'm not saying they're weird, but like it kind of matched the vibe more out there. It was definitely people you'd expect to be in choir.
For real?
I did choir my junior year. That was cool, just men's choir.
Okay.
Then senior year, my choir teacher, who was like one of my class, like my Eagle block, our study block, she was like, you should do our concert choir, which was our thing called Center Stage. I didn't know who that was, and she told me, she was like, it's dancing and singing. I was like, I don't know. She was like, just do it.
Right.
So I did it, and it was the best thing I ever did.
For real.
Yeah, we competed. We traveled a bunch around Virginia. We went to Florida. Right. Yeah, it was great.
I did concert choir.
You know what it's like, yeah.
You're in there with a bunch of seniors. It's definitely dope. Like, it's just like, what, like, at least in my school, like, I tell this to everybody who's like, my school was just like, we was just like in there with a bunch of cool people, like football players and the smart girls. It was like, like everybody kind of wanted to like be with the pretty girls. So you was just in there like, all right.
But it was all so close knit, right? Like everybody was so chill with each other.
Family type shit. At least for that school year. You know
of
what I'm saying?
Of course.
But that's dope. So anything else you wanted to add about high school? Like, I know you was into video games. We touched on all that shit.
We talked about video games, but like, I mean, video games have always just been a part of me. I think it's just been now, especially now there's just more real life stuff. I kind of use video games just to unwind.
Me too.
Like if I finish all my homework and I finish all my like actual like priority things, I go to like my PC and I'm like, all right, let me hop on with the boys. Like, let's just talk on the mic and just play. Like, just kind of waste time until I'm tired, right?
Type shit.
But now I don't really. I mean, actually, no, I'm lying. I did start playing God of War on the PS5. That's a good game. If y'all have not played that, try it out.
But specifically high school, nothing really.
Nothing crazy.
Cool
yeah,
kid,
just literally
That's
just chilling, just literally trying to graduate.
So people can know, like,
of course,
like who you are, leche type shit.
I was not into that artistic stuff. I was not into that creative stuff.
So it kind of happened going into high school. That's why you kind of skipped that in the first part, like the whole high school part, right?
Yeah, because it wasn't really like a crazy pivotal pillar in my life.
For real.
But I mean, obviously.
Do you feel like you were just going through emotions type shit?
Yeah.
Type shit.
Nothing negative, but it was just like, damn. I gotta graduate. Yeah, like, damn. All right, like, let me just pass.
All right, so moving on. As of right now, where's Leche?
Leche. After Volume 3, there's always been this thing with LecheMag where it's always just taken like a really slow break. That's just how it's always been as of right now. But right now we're working on Volume 4, and let me just tell you, it's crazy.
For real?
It's really good. It's really, really good.
What's the lineup looking like?
So front cover, I'll tell you. Front cover is this brand called Simple to Society. Homie Vo. Vo is such a great homie. He's really just opened up a lot of doors for me. He really he's kind of, I would really say he's like a Fabricio to me. Fabricio is, he has Forbidden Vintage, Euphoria. He was the one that really helped me open up a lot of doors.
Okay, all right.
Vo has just helped me back and forth. He linked me up with a great homie of mine now, Toni Snacks, a great photographer.
Okay.
I have this cool brand out in Richmond called Parlor Express. I have this really sick singer. Her name is Julie. So she's amazing. I have an awesome producer named Draco.
Shout out Draco.
Draco
has a unreleased World Is Yours podcast.
Yep.
Interview that never came out, but it's
gonna come out. We're gonna, he'll get him back here.
So get into everybody that you have so far. Like, I know you named a lot of names right there.
Hype Foodies.
Hype Foodies. I was gonna ask you that later. We go.
Okay, hey, let me stop. We're gonna touch
base. I promise you. I got this shit all set up. But so let's already go through the names that you said right there. Like individually, what did interest you? Why did you want to get them on the mag type shit? Like,
so Vo, Simple to Society. There's just a really personal tie there. When I was 15, I was in Tyson's Corner. I was in Nordstrom actually specifically, and we're just shopping, and like I see some pop-up thing like by the escalators, and then I see like a brand say Simple, but it looked like the font reminded me of Supreme, and back then I could not afford Supreme, right? Like that was expensive back then for me.
Right.
Like I couldn't afford a $30 shirt, but I could afford an $18 crew neck.
For sure.
So I saw Simple to Society, and I was like, yeah, fuck with this.
That's what's up.
That's it, right? That's it. Fast forward to a Euphoria event, which was 2022 of June 2022. I had my booth, and right across me was Simple to Society. Never met the dude. I met him once at People's Place, but he didn't remember me. I introduced myself to Vo. I was like, hey, my name is Francisco Ochoa. I have this magazine that I'm working on, and I just wanted you to have this stuff. So I brought him a t-shirt, a little catalog, and he appreciated it, man. Like, he loved it. And then he was like, bro, I fuck with what you're doing. Like, I've seen it. I've seen what you're doing, and I like it. He was like, just pick whatever you want. So I got a free t-shirt. And the thing that stood out to me was he had like a little stand right there, right? With all his stuff, like his register, his like a bunch of stickers. And he was like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put your stuff up. Let's take a photo. I was like, for real? He's like, yeah, man. Like, we gotta flick this up. I was like, all right, cool. From the get-go, Vo was just showing me a bunch of love, man. Right. Just a bunch of love. And that day, you know, we just talked about, I made a joke. I was like, front cover? He was like, I mean, what you mean? I was like, for real? He's like, let's get it.
Right.
Then one day, we were just talking, like, mind this, we haven't talked in a while. And then we were just texting. He was like, yo, homie, I'm actually going to go golfing tomorrow out in Shenandoah. Shenandoah is pretty far.
Leche golf team, let's get it.
Leche golf team. Right. Hey, we want to do a photo shoot there one day. But
that'd be dope.
Yeah, he hit me up. He was like, yeah, man, I'm going golfing tomorrow out in Shenandoah. I was like, fuck, that's kind of far though.
Right.
I didn't say that to him. I was like, fuck. So I was like, I don't know, Vo, like my car's kind of like run down, and like I don't know if I could drive it all the way out there. That's what I told him. He was like, it's all good, homie. Like, we'll figure it out. We'll like find a day. But then it was New Year. It was like literally January like 5th. I was like, nah, bro, like I'm not like that. So I was like, wait, Vo, I can actually make it. So I drove an hour and a half out there to golf with him. We just golfed for like straight 5 hours, just talking about life, And mind this is an older dude. Like,
right.
I was 21 at the time. I'm talking to like a 30-something-year-old man.
Right.
So such like a big gap. So different lifestyle, different everything. He has a kid. He has a wife. I'm a kid.
Right.
Right.
Just started this.
Literally,
shit, right?
literally. So after golfing, he's like, "All right, so you want to talk business now?" I'm like, "Cool, yeah, sure."
Yeah.
We sit down. And I tell him like all the things I'm facing, like all the issues, like what I'm dealing with, and like what's holding me back here. He was like, "Don't worry about it. We'll figure this out." He was like, "Reach out to these people. Reach out to these people. Tell them that I sent you." So I reached out to everyone, and from all those people, so many other doors opened, and that is why now I have like 10 plus people in this mag this time. All my mags always had 3 people. So now I'm at like 10 plus.
Damn.
So
this was a big
this is a big jump. Yeah, exactly. So, Vo, he's allowed me to do a lot of things.
Damn, so that's kind of dude, really. So everybody else that you said.
Yeah, I just fucked with. Parlor Express since high school. I've always seen their brand, and I've always seen like their dope logo. It was always like a grunge type of style,
right.
And they were like, bro, I was in like junior year, and they were like the first clothing brand I saw local. That wasn't a Supreme, that wasn't a Stussy, that wasn't
right.
a Diamond or whatever, and whatever all that other stuff was, right? And I reached out to them. Well, actually, I've reached out to a homie of mine, Jonathan Vasquez. I told him, I was like, bro, like I want to do this. Could you tell Julian about this? And shout out to Julian and Brandon. So I went out to Richmond. We did the photo shoot. And then I had a friend do the interview. And it was legit. It was pretty legit. And then Julie, a friend of mine, put me on to her, singer, and we're actually having her photo shoot in like 2 weeks.
Oh, okay.
And an interview with her.
Yeah.
So like,
going through it.
It's been low key. It's been very low key, but we've been working.
All right. And I wanted to ask you, what's that process like?
Oh, it's really fun.
Because I asked you last time, you kind of told me it's not really a process to it, but it's kind of just get into the work, whatever it is.
Yeah, now
so
it's
is it
different.
kind of like that?
Yeah, now it's actually been shifting. Now that like, I guess now that like Leche, like when I tell people about Leche, it's basically like me pitching it, right? Like me telling people, like all these people that I want to be in the mag. I've sold out this, I've done these events, I've hosted this type of stuff. So now I have to pitch myself much more. So it's like I have to go through all these obstacles just to get the yes or the no, right?
Right.
Instead, back then it was just like, yo, I'm doing this. Would you be down? Yeah, that's it. But now, like, I have to really sell it.
Right.
And the process is just like, all right, let's set up a photo shoot. I have to find a photographer. Let's set up an interview. Either I do the interview or I have to find someone that's down to do the interview, right? Shout out to Alexis McCaffrey. She's a really great homie of mine. She's the best, man. She's such a great journalist.
That's what's up.
She writes, she reads, she's so passionate about like all that stuff.
And that's kind of what you wanted to get into before this.
Exactly. Yeah, that's something that I wanted to get into, and then I was like, am I really a journalist though? I don't know.
So, right?
And then I found people that are just much better than me.
Right.
And I appreciate that, man.
But
like I just watch it.
You're making the platform type shit. You know what I'm saying? You're making that avenue and everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, that's dope. I mean,
so it's been a lot more to it now.
Obviously, I've seen, so you, like you said, making videos, all this shit. Last time we were on here, I know we're referencing back, but it's just because I want to see the difference between last year and this year. Yeah. So I was just wanted to call back to, you said, making videos and doing interviews. That was kind of the thing that you kind of touched on last time that you were trying to push Leche into, where it was like, I'm trying to make content.
Yes.
I'm trying to do videos.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be on this. I'm trying to be on that.
Yeah.
So like, I've seen that you've done that, but what's like the steps into like, you know what I'm saying, actually getting those videos done and you know what I'm saying, having these promotional videos that not necessarily aren't in the fucking magazine, the physical magazine, but you still have to put time and effort into, you know what I'm saying?
You know, I think I just really have to thank God for everything. One day I was just like at the dinner table, like just by myself, and I get an email from this video dude. Name is Kevin Park Productions, K Park Productions. I don't know who the fuck this is. I opened the email. Hey, my name is Kevin. I saw your magazine online. I'm new to the area, and I was just like, wondering if I could tag along to one of your photo shoots or whatnot. And I was like, hey, Kevin, unfortunately, I cannot pay you. I cannot. Like, I don't have the money to pay you, and I see that your work is really valuable, and I know you're out of my budget.
Yeah, type shit.
And he was like, nah, man, like, how about this? Let's just meet up, and let's just, like, talk. So I have an event that day in Old Town Manassas. Homie lives out all the way in Tyson. That's like a 45-minute drive from Tyson to Old Town Manassas.
Right.
I'm at this event in Old Town Manassas just with my homie selling T-shirts. Then I see Kevin pull up. I'm like, what? K-Park Productions pulled up. I'm like, bro, Kevin, you really came. He's like, yeah, man, I just wanted to introduce myself. That's like, dope. I just wanted to say hi to you.
That's dope.
And I just wanted you to see who I am.
That relationship, right?
And to this day, man.
That's what's up, bro.
To this day, K-Park Productions. Kevin has literally... Shout out Kevin, bro. Kevin is one of the craziest heads that I've ever worked with. He's made every vision come true. Every vision of mine come true, and there's been a lot of people that have made my vision come true. And shout out to everyone that I've worked with in the past. But Kevin, he's just very humble, very just down to earth. And he truly sees the potential that I have. Not Leche, just Francisco.
Yeah, that's what's up.
You know, and it's been great. And, you know, going back to the video, yeah.
And I've always, I mean, the same shit. Like, I told you before Leche even started, bro. I knew that you was already a creative. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
That's dope. That people already kind of see that.
Yeah. No, I appreciate him. Yeah, and I appreciate you. Yeah.
So, a couple things that I want to get into before we get out of here.
Yeah.
Hype foods for Leche. we seen a little nice video, collaboration, hella views. So what's up with that? I know that you talked about that last time. Yeah. It was like food.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's dope. I even said it in the podcast. So what's up with like
food?
Yeah, like what's up with like hype foods for Leche?
So like hype foodies, CK and no, it's hype foodies is the same thing. Hype food, whatever. CK and Diana, shout out to them. I connected with them through Vo, Simple Society. He told me to reach out to them through Instagram. I shot my shot, and they responded.
Okay.
And they're a really popular page, very popular page, a very high following. They just got published in a legit magazine today, like in stores type of stuff. Like you go to Walgreens and they're in there.
Damn, that's what's up. Out of VA or out of the
out of VA, yeah, exactly. So they're very local. Dope. They put on a lot of they put people onto a lot of local ethnic food.
That's so fucking dope.
So they're great.
You put me on.
Yeah, no, we'll do. And they're just great. I shot my shot and I told them, I was like, yo, I have this magazine. I'm a friend of Vo's and he referred me to you guys and he said that you guys are very valid and it seems like you guys are. I looked through your page and I like it. I love it. And they were like, yeah, let's go. Let's do it. So we had a shoot. Shout out to Kevin. Shout out to Toni Snacks. Shout out to Vo. They really we killed that. We killed the shoot, man. We went to the Eden Center out in Arlington. And it was just a great time. It was just an amazing time.
No, honestly, if y'all have not checked that out, go check that video out because it's dope. The way y'all did it, cinematography was on
legit,
point,
literally
honestly.
legit.
Okay, 2 more things before we get out of
here.
Yeah. All right. So one thing we talked about, or actually, I need to get on to 3 things.
Go.
But 2 are kind of the same type question.
Go for it.
So we talked about clothes last time really quick.
Yeah.
Speed test. Is that still in effect?
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. So if I'm being honest, I don't think LecheMag will always be LecheMag. I think, mind this, I'm 22, I'm still young, so Leche sounds very young and very youthful.
Right.
But I know maybe when I'm 35, because I don't want to give this up, because I already got it tatted on my body.
Nah, you can't. Fuck
so
that.
I have to definitely stick to it.
It's intangible. People got the LecheMags. You can't do that.
But I think that one day there's going to be a rebrand.
Right.
Whether it's speed test, that's funny because I was thinking about that today. But I don't know. I definitely do want to venture out into investments, actual business stuff.
You was talking about that.
Legit business stuff. Whether it's
investing in
cool studios like this stuff, or some legit I don't know, some real estate.
Right.
That's where bread is at.
Right.
I don't know, but clothing I think has always been in my life, and whether it's speed test or I don't know something else.
That's what's up.
That's cool. That's cool that you brought that up.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah,
everything. Okay, so if y'all ain't noticed, I heard Leche on my shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I heard Leche.
This shit is nasty, honestly, because it's just like I was telling him to cut, like just like the way you have the sweater is just nice, like everyday sweater. But I just see people all the time, Simple Society hoodies with the leche on the front, or the t-shirts, leche tees all over Manassas area, or Northern Virginia area. What is that into the brand? Like, you know what I'm saying? How big is that? You know what I'm saying? Because the magazine's one, but I imagine this is a whole.
Of course, I don't really like label the clothing as clothing. I kind of label it as merch. Merch. Like just how you go to a concert and you get merch. Yeah. That's merch. Yeah. I don't want to associate Leche with a clothing line.
Because it's a whole different thing.
Yeah, because it's a mag. It's LecheMag, and that's like 99% of it.
It's a like magazine. Thrasher magazine.
Exactly. It's a mag, right? Yeah, but I do want to definitely push out really awesome merch for people.
All right, last thing before we get out of here. You've already been doing this for 2 years, bro, and I mean, you're doing your thing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I want to give you your flowers. That's the whole reason for this pod, is to give flowers to people, especially in Northern Virginia, but DMV in general. I want to say, all right, you've been doing this for 2 years. What advice do you have to that kid coming out of high school? What's up with, like, man, he wants to do something, because LecheMag is so different. You know what I'm saying? A physical mag already. Yeah. What are you giving to that kid who wants to do the next mag or wants to do the next clothing or whatever?
Don't give up. Be consistent. Don't lose hope, even in those really dark days, in those days where you kind of just feel like, what am I doing? Right. Or the days you get kicked out of your own house, if your family doesn't support it, just keep going, because at the end of the day, in my opinion, I think everything's written. Okay. I think at the end of the day, you have your story and you got to keep pushing. Mm-hmm. But yeah, just be different. Stay true to yourself. Don't let anyone affect you. Don't let anyone change you. But yeah, just be consistent. Have fun. Don't ever get stressed out. Because I hear people in their 50s being like, I wish I wasn't stressing at 20. Right. And we're over here stressing at 20. Right. What's the point? We're young.
What's the point to fail and have the time?
Fail. Throw yourself down. Throw yourself down as much as you can. Right. Because I think that's the only way you learn. Because if you're winning too much, I think there's something that you got to do different. Right. You have to fail a little bit to really like succeed.
Because it's going to just smack you one day. Yeah. The type shit, exactly.
It's like weights. Like you put so much weight on yourself and then you let loose. So if you win too much, oh my bad.
No, go continue.
If you're winning too much, then it's going to fall one day, and it's like, damn, then you're not going to know how to lose. Right. So just, go with the motions, have fun, stay consistent, don't give up.
Do you have anything to say to DMV, Northern Virginia, your area right here, like just in general, like anything you want to say to this area? You know what I'm saying?
I love you. Honestly, I feel like I've just met a lot of people here. I've never been one to hate Nova. Right. A lot of people are like, yo, Nova's so boring. Nova, there's nothing to do here.
It's like, guess what? It is what you make it.
And like, it is what you make it. And like, to each his own. Like, no hate to anyone that hates Nova, because it can be a little rough out here. Right. But Nova's housed me, and it's like welcomed me with full arms. Right. Especially all the supporters, everyone that's just shown love. And my family's out here. I've just met my best friends. Mm-hmm. I've dealt with like the worst stuff, I guess. Not worst stuff, but like I've dealt with shit here. Right. And I wouldn't have wanted it any other way. Right. So, yeah.
Hey. Appreciate you, Frank.
Tony, thank you, bro. Thank you.
World is Yours podcast. It's your host, Boney.
Thank you.
Shout out, Frank, Mr. Founder. Make sure y'all look out for LecheMag on Instagram, all that. Y'all got Twitter?
Fuck it. If you guys want to follow it, yes, it's at LecheMag at Twitter.
On Twitter. And then make sure also that y'all follow your personal Instagram.
Oh, yeah. I guess if you want to follow my personal Instagram, it's something special, but Frank8 _.
Mr. Founder, stop playing with him. Yeah. All right, so I'm about to get out of here, boys.
Thank you, Tony.
Y'all.
Thank you, bro.
Appreciate you coming through again.
Appreciate you.
Hey, what the fuck I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was nice.
Bro, I need LASIK.